Hello and welcome to Computology Academy. So many of the students were asking me, mailing me and contacting me that whether they can prepare for the exams while being in job. Thus they will lag behind, thus they will be deficient in time or some kind of issues with them. So it is not necessary to sit down dedicatedly for the preparation only and then only you will be in position to crack the exam. It is not necessary at all. Many of the examples are here where you can see that the students have cracked the exam while being in some kind of job. Even some of the students who had already prepared for the civil services, already they were in the civil services, some kind of services like revenue services, railway traffic services, and they wanted to improve their rank. They appeared for the exam while being in the job and they cleared the exam again with much better rank. It is quite evident that none of the student is required necessarily to sit down and focus on the preparation only, and they will be only in position to crack the exam only when they will be dedicated to the exam preparation only and they will not be doing any other kind of job. It is not necessary at all. What is necessary is three things. First is that you should have the proper study material. There are too many study materials, and if you go on to read each of the study material, then it will take you for more than 3 to 4 years to go through each and every study material for once one. So you have to be smart, you have to be selective, and you have to know how much of the study material you should have, what kind of study material you should have, and how to complete that, right? Second important thing is that what kind of effort you are putting. If a student is dedicatedly involved in preparation only and he sits with the book throughout the day, but ultimately in the evening when he closes the book and he have not gone through more than 4 to 5 pages, then what is the outcome of his study time? That is very menial. That doesn't make any sense. That if a student is sitting with the book throughout the day and throughout the day he has gone through for only 4 to 5 pages, the outcome is very less. And if a student who is in job and he is sitting with the book for 4 to 5 hours only and he goes through 35 to 40 pages, then he is much better than that student who is giving the time to study only and for the exam preparation only. Definitely. So, this effort is very important, and ultimately, this effort will come from the student only who is going to appear in the exam, who is preparing for the exam, right? And here the third thing that is important is the proper guidance, proper pathway, proper direction, in which direction you are moving. Like hard work is not so important, rather, the smart work is very important. If the hard work would have only made the people successful, then why does the laborers are poor and perennially they are in poverty? They are doing the most hard work. They are carrying the bricks, sandbags, etc. on their head. It is quite a difficult work. So here the smart work is needed. And for that matter, proper guidance, proper guideline is needed. And here the students need to have a proper good mentor for them who would guide them towards success, who would guide them to do the smart work, what of kind of the material, study material they should go through, what to left out. Because The competitive exams are such kind of exams where you don't need to score certain amount of percentage of marks, right? Here just you need to be the front runner. Suppose that if there is a competitive exam that is having a full marks of 100 marks, and all the students are scoring 5 marks, and if you have scored 6 marks, then you are the front runner, you are the topper. What's the issue with that? So here, what is the need of the exam is to be the front runner, and for that matter smart work is the best way for the preparation. Choose your study materials smartly, choose your pathway to achieve the success smartly. What kind of study, what kind of study material, how to practice the answer writing, how to practice the objective questions, and how much effort you need to put in. Because those students who are spending their time dedicatedly for the preparation only, they are also not spending more than 6 to 7 hours in the study itself. And what happens here again, one more thing becomes detrimental to the students who are preparing only for the exam, that a kind of monotony is there in their life. And because of that, what happens, many times they lose the interest, they get fed up with the monotonous life. So this kind of things again become detrimental for them. And here, those students who are capable of maintaining the study on an average level with a disciplined manner for a longer time, they become successful. While some of the students you will see, they will study for 1 or 2 weeks quite hard, and thereafter they will lose the interest, they will waste around 1 or 2 weeks, and again they will get back to the study. On an average, they are also studying. If you calculate the long term average, long time average of their study time, suppose that for 1 year, then you will find that they are also studying for 4 to 5 hours only. So that is the issue with them also. And if you are in a job, then you know it quite well that you are having limited time, and time is a resource. And if somebody knows that there is some limited resource, then they will use it quite judiciously. They will ensure its not optimum utilization but the end utilization. निचोड़ के निकाल लेंगे उसको कि इसका कतरा कतरा निकाल लेना है. So that is the fact with those students who are in job and still they are preparing for some kind of competitive exam. So they know that they have the limited time to study. So they will use it quite judiciously. And again, what happens if there is some scarcity, then automatically the efficiency of the students increases who are having the limited time. Like if you might also have experienced that as and when the exam comes nearby, then your capacity increases automatically. Suddenly you start to understand the things quite easily. This is because you yourself have realized that there is very less time and you have to do more work in this less time, and that increases your efficiency, that increases your capability to understand, that increases to make the conceptual clarity for yourself quite easy. And that is the thing which will happen with those students every day when they know that there is less time for them to study, to dedicate to the exam preparation. And that is why it is not the matter that who is preparing for the exam only and those who are in job who will clear the exam. Ultimately, what will be the decisive factor? The decisive factor will be what kind of study material you have used, what kind of guidance you had, and how much effort you had put in for the exam preparation. These things will ensure your success in the exam. Like we have already seen that those students who were in services, they were fulfilling their day-to-day service needs, service duties also, and thereafter they were studying and they cleared the exam. Many of the students I have found that who were in the private jobs, and everybody knows that what kind of deadlines and other kind of things are there in the private jobs, and still they managed to study every day for 4 to 5 hours, and they cracked the exam. So it is not an issue whether you are in services, whether you are in job, प्राइवेट जॉब और गवर्नमेंट जॉब. मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स ऑल्सो से दैट सर वो तो सरकारी नौकरी में था, में भी पढ़ता रहता होगा. Such kind of things are not happening nowadays. Here it might have been the situation, but nowadays even the government jobs have become quite demanding, right? There also the officials are going through the deadlines and all those kind of things. They also have to report to their seniors what amount of job, what amount of work they have finished off. So it is not the issue. Issue is that how you squeeze out the time for your studies. Like suppose that if you are having the duty of 10 to 5, then quite easily if a student wants to study, then he will squeeze out 3 to 3.5 hours in the morning time, and later on after getting back from the office he can again squeeze out around 2.5 to 3 hours. So collectively on an average it would make 5 to 6 hours, which is more than enough, because those students who are doing the preparation only, they also do not read more than 6 to 7 hours, and somebody is extraordinary and he is cut off from the social life and all those kind of things, then only he will be in position to study for 8 to 9 hours. More than that it is quite impossible. And if somebody says you, some successful candidates will say you that 14 hours padhte the, so it is an exaggeration. Basically when a person becomes successful, then the students, the people consider that whatever he is saying it is the truth. But basically what happens, they are making you fearful to not do that, right? Because it is an elite group. Civil services exam, civil servants are elites, kings, and who wants to make other people king? They want to, the kings want to be the king themselves, right? So here it is a issue, and some of the successful candidates will exaggerate their efforts to show off that how much hard working they were, they deserved it, they had made it for them. So many of the aspects are there because of which they may exaggerate. But the truth is that if you take the long term average, then you will find that nobody studies more than 5 to 6 hours a day. And on some day you will find that somebody have read for 8 to 9 hours, then definitely in the coming days his effort will deteriorate and his average time will come down. And this is the psychological thing, this is the human tendency, because the monotony is the biggest thing, and nobody enjoys the monotonous life. As well as it is very hard to keep anything in the high pitch, and that is why nobody can consistently study for 8 to 10 hours every day. It is quite difficult, and that too by their own, not by force. It is not a school that every day you have to come down to school, you have to study for 8 hours. Even the schools are having the games period and all those kind of recreational things also to break the monotony. But here you are not going to get all those kind of things. Even you don't have the liberty to sit with some other people and have a chit chat with them. So these kind of things are being detrimental, and that is why those students who are already in job, they find it that they are having very scarce time, scarce resource, and that is why they will utilize it holistically. They will put their all effort in that, as well as if the correct guidance and correct study material is with them, then definitely they will crack the exam. And that is the truth. There is no necessity that those students who are spending their time for the preparation only, they will clear the exam. It is not a requisite thing at all, right? And for any other kind of guidance, kind of the views or questions or queries, whatever you have, and you need some kind of personal guidance, then get in touch with me. The contact details are provided in the description below. Thank you very much.